Good morning, folks. Slightly slanted. I want to say thanks to Brian and Kent for the wonderful discussion I had last night. It helped me stay on task or on point. Now, with that, I mean, I've been mulling over how to explain or how to get through my own mind the extreme opposite ends of the spectrum, and how to explain how we are fractalized and how everything is like a hologram, meaning the holographic thing is if you take a section of any holographic positive, the thing that the light shines through to make the image, you see an image of the whole just out of a little piece. You could have a toe off of it, off of a human, like a little piece of his toe, and it would show the image of the whole human. Now, the more pieces it's in, the more image quality is affected. It's a poor quality image. And that whole thing is just beautiful, because that's what happens when you take a magnet, you break a magnet up. That's what happens when you take water. You break that up. You fractalize it. That's what leaves on a tree are. That's what, all of it. So it's not then too hard to realize that the extreme opposite of our physical condition is the spiritual condition. And you make those two one again, you're pretty far up the ladder as far as angels go. The gods we can become. The lowercase gods, of course. Because there is an ineffable, which we all are. But in an individual sense, we become angels when we are illuminated, when we are enlightened. We get our wings. And this is all told over and 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 over. It's everywhere. Over and over and over and over. Just in a different context. That's what the Bible is about. Over and over and over. The same story, just in a different form of telling you the same story. And I'm not claiming to know everything for sure, but I mean, this rings so true, all of it. When I should make a video, it's because of inspiration. And the whole fractalization of us is we are parts of God. Within everything organic is God, the energy thereof. Yet God is unknowable to me, the same as it's knowable to you. You understand? That's what makes the path to God personal. That's why I can share my inspiration, but there's still plain simple underlying truth. All there was the Word. The Word was with God, and God was the Word. Replace the word God there for truth. Truth. All there is one truth. That one truth is we are all one, folks. And that's where the whole holographic principle comes from. That's where the whole because everything is due to magnetism. The inverse of a toroid is a hyperboloid. The hourglass shape, the apple core. We are all oscillating in a sea of potential. We are defined, and we're trying to define our spiritual center. Our center of our galaxy doubled its output in energy. The center of all things is the same thing I postulate as my avatar on YouTube. The Anu, the ultimate atom, the Adam Cadman, you know, the thing that is. I don't know how to explain it any more than that, but that's what the black hole at the center of our galaxy is connected to. Our hearts are connected to that same energy, I bet, that is read on an EKG machine. Did you know that when you listen to a black hole in space, it sounds like a heartbeat? Google it. Everything here I'm telling you is learned because I looked for it. And it's the pyramid I'm building with the bricks, you know, from the information. You take info to make comparisons. That gives you proportion, you know. Then you gain measure. That's what the pyramids are. You take your information and you build it up. And I haven't seen the light yet, but folks, this is the most inspiring, make you get tears in your eyes type information. The chills, the goosebumps, the fluttering heartbeat, you know. From wisdom and understanding brings reason for existence. Our reason for existence is to recreate that Allspark in the Transformers movies, if you will. You know, it's not that simple, but that Allspark, or the spark gap between the two pyramids, or the the upward facing triangle and the downward facing triangle at the Louvre in Paris, at that museum. That's the Allspark, the same as the creation of Adam painting, where God's reaching out, coming from no place other than, you know, the Orion Nebula, which has the trapezium open star cluster, where said Fibonacci spiral of the Barnard's loop begins, and chance has it that we're on that loop if you were to spiral back. Earth in our solar system, a bunch of other stars like Regulus, Sirius, they're all on that same trajectory of that spiral. And that spiral is just like, here, let me look it up here. You know, and anybody that wants some of these photos, or, you know, is, you know, all of our ancient cultures, folks, all of this is interconnected. The Bible tells us over and over and over again. The Santa Claus story tells us over and over and over again. You know, from the colors of the Santa Claus's suit to the white beard, to the Gordian knot type white beard, by the way, like the Anunnaki were said to have. And the fish out of the water here thing is because, you know, why? See, like that tight beard right there. The tree of life, the top of the tree of life. Clavicle of Solomon, key of Solomon. Why do they all have the same looking thing on the top? Because it is the light. The cross comes from what the light looks like in our pineal gland when it blossoms, and our soul is ejaculated out of the top of our phallus. The Washington Monument, the obelisk. You know? It's all interconnected, and it's so beautiful when you start realizing it. The Teletubbies even knew. Look at it. The only begotten Son, Son of Man, Son of God. Son of Man and Son of God is the same, one and the same thing too, guys. And I don't want to come off like I know everything, because this just feels right. This really resonates with me. It's something that rings true. All of the information that I look into, just right here is a creation of Adam painting. Usually over here is Adam, but here's where the allspark is. Here's where that is caused. How many times have you seen this? The little light splash, right? Right there. That is the light of creation. That is the Big Bang, that the ebb and flow of our galaxy, our universe is. You go back to the singularity on the in-breath, and you expand on the out-breath, away from the singularity. Till that system becomes older and entropy, disorder starts taking over. Then it rights itself. And that's, the 1 in the 13, January 13th, 2020. Hindsight's 2020. And I'll help anybody, anytime, anywhere, no matter the level of your understanding. If you're willing to listen to me talk, I will tell you how I think and how I see the world. Because that which is within you is also that which is within me. And I know this. This may sound crazy to a lot of people, but my dog and my dad, right before they died, both looked at me with the same eyes. Yes. And our environment speaks to us through numbers, through coincidences, through synchronicities. See, we build our pyramid with the information. We take clay to make bricks, to build pyramids, to be capped, to shine like diamonds in a field of clay. Pyramids are diamonds in a field of clay. Center of the earth is Giza. Center of our head is the pineal gland. Center of the Last Supper painting is Jesus with the 12 apostles on either side. The 13 is the same as the top of our heads. 12 cranial nerves with the pineal gland in the middle, the 13th. So 1, 13. The beginning, the end, the first, the last, the Alpha, the Omega, the in, the out, the plus, the minus. Are you going to be the equals